All right, what's up, YouTube? Atlanta Street Interviews out here with another episode. So again, we're out here Pryor Street, the Gateway Center, where a lot of people are homeless. So we got my man out here. So tell me, what is it, if you can give me in summary form, what is that has brought you to this point of homelessness in your life?
About a year and a half ago, I lost my leg, unfortunately. I was prescribed some prescription medication and it shut my kidneys down. I lost blood flow to my legs and I lost my leg. I had worked my entire life up until that point and was unable to work any longer. So I was forced to come to an area where the shelters are at, which is here off of Memorial and Pryor, and I've been here ever since.
Okay. And so I'm gonna start from the beginning, man. Like, where are you from?
I'm from Miami, Florida, but I've lived in the Atlanta area for probably about 25 years now.
Okay, and how old are you now?
I'm 38.
Okay. And so you're 38, you've been here, since you was about 13 or so. And so you went to school here and...
Went to school here.
Okay, what school, if you don't mind me asking, man?
I went to a place called Snellville Middle School, which is in Gwinnett County, about 45 minutes east of here.
Okay.
And then I went to South Gwinnett High School.
Okay, South Gwinnett in the house. And so you're just a normal guy. You're working. Did you go to college?
I did go to college, yes.
Okay, what college, if you don't mind me asking?
I went to Grand Canyon University.
Okay, sweet.
I did it all online.
Okay, I ain't mad at
like
that.
Like I said, I always worked, so I had to...
Yeah, you had to make it happen,
get it in
man.
where I could, yeah.
Okay, good. And so what type of work did you do?
I've done a little bit of everything, but primarily I was a landscape architect and a welder.
Okay, were you in the union or?
I was not in the union.
Okay,
no.
Okay. And so the long and short of it is that you was working, and then you said that you got prescribed some medicine?
Yeah, I was working since on my 15th birthday, my father brought me up to McDonald's and said, it's time to go to work. So literally from my 15th birthday till about 36 years old, I didn't miss a year of work. So I suffer from depression. So I went to see a new doctor and had been taking antidepressants for a long time.
How long, if you don't mind me asking?
I've been taking them since I was about 17, so about 20 years now. And they decided to switch my regimen, thinking that it might help my diagnosis a little bit better. And unfortunately, I had an allergic reaction to the prescription. And like I said, it shut my kidneys down and lost blood flow to my legs. I still have the left leg, but unfortunately, from about here down, I have no feeling. You can see where they kind of cut on me. So I'm unable to do a lot of stuff I used to do, including work. Okay,
and so as far as family, I mean, when you were here and when you was out in Gwinnett, did you have your mom and your dad, or how was your household situation?
My father's deceased.
Sorry to hear that. Condolences.
Yeah, he passed when I was about 21 years old. And my mother is on retirement, living alone, so it's pretty difficult for her to sort of pick up that financial burden. She just doesn't have the capability to do it, unfortunately. So she helps while she can, but she can only do so much, unfortunately.
And if you don't mind me asking, how did your dad die?
Well, between me and you, my father committed suicide, hence the depression, which is why it was so important that I stick to my medication.
Okay. Yeah. I can tell you, man, I've been coming out here for a couple years now, and I've seen you out here a lot. You never come off as depressed to me. You always, have such an upbeat spirit and attitude, very positive. And so that's actually shocking for me to hear you say that's what you were prescribed and what you were diagnosed with.
Yeah.
And so, okay, so basically that happened. How long did it go from you being prescribed that medicine to you having to be amputated?
3 days.
3 days?
3 days of taking the medication, yeah. I don't remember getting my leg cut off. I don't remember about 2 weeks. About a 2-week span, I don't have any memory. I woke up and my leg was gone and I was in a hospital. And I was in the hospital for 4 months after surgery. And the meat and potatoes of it is that I had to either get rid of the leg or had to get rid of my life. So it was get rid of the leg.
And so at that age, you say he's 36.
Yeah.
Did you have a girlfriend? Did you have kids or anything like that?
All of the above. Yeah.
So you have kids? How many kids do you have?
I have one son. He's 14.
Okay.
That's my heart. That's what keeps me motivated out here for sure.
Okay, and you had a wife or a girlfriend?
Girlfriend.
Okay, long-term girlfriend?
Long-term girlfriend.
And
the mother of my children.
The mother of your children, okay. Yeah. And you say you've got one kid, right?
One son.
One son, and how many daughters?
No daughters.
Okay, so just one child is what you have?
One son, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so does she have any kids?
Just the one.
Okay.
Just the one.
So when that happened, was she working?
She was working, yes. I guess essentially the burden and the stress of having to lose a place because I was the predominant breadwinner, shall we say. The burden, I guess, just got too stressful. It becomes very taxing on a relationship when you're so used to having a set amount of income come in and then that income all of a sudden disappears. It's very hard on a relationship, extremely hard. How
long was it from the time you were amputated to the time when you guys broke up?
About a month.
And before that, did you guys have a loving, healthy relationship?
Very much so, very much so. I was in love and so was she, and we were together for about 7 years.
You guys were together for 7 years?
Yeah.
But you had a kid before that?
No, we had lived together for 7 years.
Okay.
Obviously, we had been together for longer than that, but we had lived together for 7 years.
Okay. So you lived together since your late 20s.
Yes. And
that unfortunate situation happened. And a month later, you guys were broken up?
About a month and a half, yeah. Yep.
Does she... Do you stay in contact with her?
Not anymore. No.
Why not?
Not really much to be said, you know.
I mean, how do you feel? Like, if she was to come across this interview and you could be candid with how you feel about however or whatever the situation was, what would you say?
Take care of my son. Don't worry about me. God's got me. Take care of my son.
How often do you communicate? Do you communicate with your son?
Every day.
Okay, so you communicate with him every day, but you have not had communication with his mom.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And that's because you... Tell me why.
She walked away from something that in my opinion wasn't... there's no forgiving that. No forgiving that. You know what I mean?
So you feel like she should have stuck it out?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. How come you guys weren't married?
I don't know. I guess at that time in my life, I didn't really believe in marriage. You know, I thought maybe we could have, that we didn't need a piece of paper or the same last name to prove that we were in love. So it was just something, sort of an ethical reason, I guess, a personal ethical reason.
Do you still feel that way?
No.
How do you feel now?
I was a funny tidbit about myself. I was an atheist for about my entire life up until I lost my leg. And through a certain strain of bizarre events, I now know that God exists without a doubt. And there's no denying that. So I've recently become a Christian.
What events are those?
That's something that's a little private. You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Well, here's the thing. These are the reasons why these stories are so interesting, because I do push a little bit past, and we do want to know. YouTube wants to know, like, what is it that turned you from an atheist to a Christian? Because this may help someone else.
Okay. I firsthand have met both an angel and a demon right here on these streets out here off Pryor Street. A real angel and a real demon this is coming from an atheist, a lifelong atheist. I've met them. I've seen them. I've witnessed the power, the glory, the beauty, the ugliness, everything. I've witnessed it. A supernatural entity. And I do take medications, but I'm still here somewhat.
Well, listen, man, nobody's here to judge what you saw, what you felt. We understand very little about the supernatural world, so that's why we have all these different belief systems anyway.
Yeah.
Here's the bottom line. What was it that made you think that they were an angel or a demon?
They told me. They told me flat out.
Okay.
The bizarre part is that I met them both in the same night within about a 5-minute period of each other. And they both identified themselves.
And from that point forward,
without a doubt, I read the Bible every morning.
okay. And so let me ask, man, what are your future plans? Like, how do you plan to get out of this state of homelessness?
Well, that's the thing, right? Is like homeless people still are people. They have hopes, dreams, aspirations, just like everyone else.
Absolutely.
So, man, I'd like to get insurance so I could potentially get a prosthetic leg and one that fits, and maybe get up and be mobile a little bit more. And then, as far as career-wise, you know, hopefully I can get a little bit of help from the disability office. I have put into that system my entire life, so maybe they could give me a helping hand and get me jump started. I've got some career aspirations that I'd like to do. I'm kind of a crypto nerd. I don't know if you guys like crypto, but I do. Super big into Bitcoin and all that good stuff. So I've got some business models that I'd like to execute and see if I could maybe make some things happen.
Excellent, man. Excellent. Well, listen, man, I appreciate you taking the time doing the interview with me. I definitely wish you all the best to your family, your son, and definitely to all the dreams and aspirations you have. All right.
Thank God.
Listen,
always
man,
one love.
I appreciate it. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, man.